One weak spot for Labor could be Western Sydney. 2 seats held by Labor that should be safe holds for them, but seem to have been placed in jeopardy by Labor's own arrogance. Polling in the seat of Fowler, covering the Cabramatta and Liverpool areas, shows the Labor voters collapsed by more than 10%, bringing it suddenly into play. Labor turned its back on some prominent local candidates for Fowler and parachuted in the former New South Wales Premier Christina Keneally, who's currently in the Senate but was facing a pre-selection loss there, so opted for a safe lower house seat, or so she thought. Keneally's home is 70 kilometres, numerous council areas, and an hour and a half away on Scotland Island, a picturesque and pricey enclave a world away from the hustle and bustle of Fowler. Campaign posters in the electorate have highlighted this disconnect, hoping that locals will feel like they're being taken for granted by Labor. Local Deputy Mayor Di Lee, a former Liberal, is running as an independent and is seen as a serious threat of taking the seat from Labor now. In nearby Paramatta, it's a similar problem. Labor holds the seat but has chosen to bring in millionaire former Labor staffer Andrew Charlton. He lives 30 kilometres and a world away in exclusive Bellevue Hill in a house he bought for more than $16 million. And it turns out he's enrolled to vote in another house he owns in Wallara. The Electoral Commission has been asked to look into that to see if his enrolment breaches the rules. And extraordinarily, given housing affordability is a major issue in this campaign, Charlton spent $2 million to buy this house in North Paramatta, reportedly without a mortgage. This was after he was chosen as the candidate, and he said this would be his new home. But today on radio, he admitted he wasn't quite living there yet.
You bought a property in Paramatta. Have you actually slept in there?
Absolutely. I sleep in there most nights. But look, the truth is that this has happened very quickly. And so I'm obviously spending a lot of time in Paramatta, but I've got a young family with 3 kids. And so it's going to take a bit of time to complete that move.
Spending a lot of time in Paramatta? He's supposed to be the MP. He wants to be the MP for Paramatta, but he's just spending a lot of time there at the moment. And no matter where he sleeps on Friday night, on election eve, Charlton won't be able to vote for himself.
Like all Australians, I'll be voting in the place that I'm enrolled,
and
which
that
is
is
Wentworth.
Now, the Liberal candidate, Maria Kovacic, lives just out of the electorate too, in Western Sydney though, and she's founded a business group for women in Western Sydney. If Labor loses Paramatta, they'll be able to blame it simply on their captain's pick, arrogantly picking an eastern suburbs millionaire for an iconic Western Sydney seat. But if Labor manages to hold on, at least they'll have someone who knows a bit about housing affordability.